DOL number 14. Let's take a look at our sentence for today. Okay, let's take a look at this. No one in my family has never went to the art museum in New York and saw Monet's painting Water Lilies. I'll read it again. No one in my family has never went to the art museum in New York and saw Monet's painting Water Lilies. Okay, please copy that down. All right, now that you have that down, let's go through this line by line. First of all, let's capitalize no. That's the beginning of our sentence. Now take a look at the number 1. Does anybody know the rule for when you have to spell out numbers? We have to spell out the number 1 because it's under 101. All numbers, 100 and under, you must spell out. There's a couple of times when you don't have to spell it out when you're talking about telephone numbers or addresses, street signs, stuff like that. But when we're writing in a sentence, you always have to spell out numbers under 101. So 1 we have to spell out. So we have no one in my family has never went. You can't say they has never went. No one in my family has ever gone is the proper way to say this and write it. So let's say no one in my family has ever gone to the art museum in New York. Much better. Take a look at it. Now, I've had people tell me before that I should capitalize art museum. In this case, I would not do that because it's not the specific name of the art museum. If you said Metropolitan Museum of Art, then of course we would capitalize that. Or, Natural Museum of History, Modern Museum of Art, anything like that we would. But this is just saying the art museum. It's kind of like if I said I'm going to my friend's high school today. You don't capitalize high school. But if I say I'm going to Montclair High School today to visit my friend, then of course you would. Okay, let's take a look at the word museum. There's definitely something wrong with museum. I mean, it sounds like museum, but it's not AM, it's UM. Let's fix that. Clearly, we're going to capitalize New York. All right, now, can you say, let's put no one in my family into a pronoun. I'm going to call they. They have never gone to the art museum in New York and seen. You can't say they have never saw. They have never seen Monet's painting Water Lilies. We're almost done with this sentence. Now, Monet is an artist. All right, so we're going to capitalize him, and his name ends in T. So we added the S in it to show possession. And how else do we show possession? With the apostrophe. I just want to point out one thing to everybody right now. If you have a name like James, because it ends in S, and we said James's painting, do you know what we would do there? Do we put an apostrophe with the S? Absolutely not. We just put the apostrophe, no S. So it looks like this. James, like that. Do not put an S after the apostrophe if it ends in S, because then it would read James's, and it's just too long. So let's undo that so it gets out of the way. And excellent, let's continue. So we have Monet's painting. Clearly we want ing, the infinitive, and then we have one last thing to do. Actually, a couple. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 things we still have to do with just the title Water Lilies. First, it's the title of the painting, so let's capitalize it. Second, let's fix the fact that it is a painting. And what do we talk about paintings? Do we underline it or put it in quotations? Remember, if it took the person a long time to create it, we underline it. And this is a painting, so it probably, hopefully, took them a long time to make it, so we underline it. And then, of course, we finish our sentence with a period. Again, I want to point out, do not underline the period because that period is not part of the title. It is part of the sentence. So let's take a look at our whole sentence and see how we did. No one in my family has ever gone to the art museum in New York and seen Monet's painting Water Lilies. Perfect. Everybody copy that down correctly? Excellent job.